Hi everybody, this is Crystal. So today I'm going to show you how to make this pumpkin hat. Here, you can leave that curly Q off if you want, but as in the picture you could see it better. It's made with front post stitches here, and then it has straight double crochet in between them. So clump up front posts with doubles in between them. So if you know, as long as you know how to do front post double, regular double, and single, you'll be able to do this hat. It's really not that hard. And there's only so many ways to make a pumpkin hat, so but this should fit size 21, 22 inch size head. If you want to make it bigger, whenever we are in the video when I'm increasing, do another row of increases. If you want to make it smaller, say for a child size, do one less row increases. I also have a baby hat, pumpkin hat channel on my channel for little bitty babies if you want to check that out. But let's go ahead and get started on this. Okay, for this project I am using Red Heart Super Saver, which is a medium weight number 4, 100% acrylic yarn. You don't have to use this yarn. Any type of medium weight number 4 yarn will work. There's 364 yards per skein, and you're probably going to need about 200 yards, just a guess, probably, maybe a little bit less or so, to make this hat. So the color I am using is called Pumpkin. Well, what do you know? What a coincidence. And then the color I'm using the same brand for the stem, is called Medium Time. And then I'm going to be using a size J, which is a 6mm crochet hook. Alright, we're going to start at the top of the hat, so you want to start with whatever color you're using for your stem. And we'll start off with a slip knot on your hook. If you prefer to use the magic ring, you can. I'm not that good at it, so I never use it. Okay, so we're going to start off with a chain of 3. Like that. And now we're going to form a ring by slip stitching into the first stitch. And then we will do a chain of 1. And now that chain of 1 does not count as a stitch. So we're going to be working through the center of the ring, and we're going to work 12 single crochets through the center of the ring. You need to slide them over, you can. Alright, there's 12. Now we can sew this up later with our tail to sew it shut. But now you're going to need some type of stitch marker, because we're going to be working in continual rounds for the stem. So I'm just going to use this piece of yarn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to jump over to the first single crochet. Not the chain one, but the first single crochet that we made. And I'm going to put 1 single crochet into it. Like that. And I'm going to work around. So now we're on round 2. I'm going to work around putting 1 single crochet in every stitch until I get back to my stitch marker. Okay, when you make it back around, you should have a total of 12 stitches. So what you want to do is move your stitch marker up and work around again. So what we're going to be doing is this rounds of 1 single crochet in every stitch. So we're going to work round 3 now, and it's going to be 1 single crochet in every stitch around. And when you get back to your stitch marker, you'll have a total of 12 stitches. And then you will move your stitch marker up and you'll go around again. And we're just going to keep working rounds of 12 single crochet until we get our stem as long as we want it to be. Alright, I have done a total of 6 rounds of single crochet for my stem. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you want your stem taller, by all means you can do more rounds. So I'm at my stitch marker. I'm going to go ahead and move my stitch marker because I don't need it anymore. So I got 12 stitches still. I move my stitch marker. What I'm going to do is slip stitch into the next stitch. Okay? So that ended round 6. Now I'm going to start round 7 by chaining 1. That chain 1 does not count as a stitch. What I'm going to do is I'm going to work 2 double crochets into every stitch, starting with this very first one here that we just slip stitched into. So I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to go right into that spot and I'm going to put 2 double crochets into it. So now we're starting to increase the top of the hat. And I'm going to work around and I'm going to put 2 double crochets into every single stitch until I make it back around to the beginning. Oops. It's like that. So 2 doubles in every stitch until you get back to your starting point. Alright, I've made it to the end of round 7. And now you'll have a total of 24 stitches. We're going to go ahead and end round 7 by slip stitching into our first double crochet. Okay, now we're going to start round 8 by chaining 1. And I'm going to put 1 double crochet right back there into that same stitch that we just slip stitched into. And now the next stitch I'm going to put 2 double crochets into it. So 2 doubles into the next stitch. And that's the pattern I'm going to repeat. I'm going to put 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then I'm going to put 2 doubles into the next. 1 double into the next stitch. Oops, sorry. And then 2 doubles into the next. Got ahead of myself. 1 double into the next stitch and 2 doubles into the next. So I'm going to repeat this pattern all the way around for round 8. 1 double, 2 doubles, 1 double, 2 doubles, all the way around until we get back to our starting point. Alright, I'm coming to the end of round 8 and your last stitch should have 2 double crochets in it, and we're going to go ahead and end by slip stitching into our first double crochet. And now you should have a total of 36 stitches. Alright, we're going to start off by chaining 1. Now we're going to put 1 double crochet right there into that very first stitch. Like that. And then we're going to put 1 double crochet into the next stitch. And then the next stitch we're going to put 2 double crochets in the same stitch. So that's going to be our repeat now for round 9. It's going to be 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. So there's 1 and 2. And then the next stitch will get 2 double crochets into the same stitch. Again, 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. There's 1 and 2. And then the next stitch will get 2 doubles into the same stitch. And that's the pattern we're going to repeat all the way around. 1 double, 1 double, 2 doubles. 1 double, 1 double, 2 doubles. All the way around until we get back to our starting point. Alright, I've come to the end of round 9. Again, you should have ended your last stitch. You should have had 2 double crochets in it. And I'm going to end by slip stitching into my first double. And now you should have a total of 48 stitches. I'm going to switch colors now. So when I switch colors, I always tie off. So I'm just going to tie off here. If you don't switch colors, that's that way. You switch colors however you switch. But I always tie off. So I'm going to start round 10 with my main color here. So I'm going to start in the same stitch there that we just slip stitched into. So I'm going to go ahead and start my yarn. And I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm going to work 1 double crochet back into the same stitch. And I'm going to work 1 double crochet into the next 2 stitches. It's 1 and 2. So counting that first double crochet, we did 3 double crochets in a row. Now the next stitch, we're going to put 2 double crochets into the same stitch. And that will be our repeat now for round 10. 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. So there's 1, 2, 3. Drop that one, sorry. And then 2 double crochets into the next. I got butterfingers tonight. 1 double crochet into the next 3 stitches. And then 2 doubles into the next. And that's the pattern now I'm going to repeat for round 10. 1 double into the next 3, and then 2 doubles into the next. All the way around until we get back to our starting point. Alrighty, I made it to the end of round 10. And you should have a total of 60 stitches now. And your last stitch, again, should have had 2 stitches into that last stitch. And you want to go to end by slip stitching into your first double crochet. So we're not going to be increasing anymore. So that was 10 rounds we've done starting from up here. We did 6 for the stem, 7, 8, 9, 10. So round 11 is going to be the repeat round for the hat. So what we're going to do is we're going to chain 1. And we're going to start off by putting a double crochet into the very first stitch. Just like that. Now we're going to be working front post double crochet. And we want to put a front post double crochet into the next 5 stitches. So front post is where you yarn over, like you're going to do a double crochet. But you go around the post of the stitch like that instead of the top of it. So the post is around your hook. And then you go ahead and do your double crochet. We want to do 5 of those in a row. So that was 1. We're going to go to the next one. We yarn over, go around the post of the stitch instead of the top. It always helps me to fold my work like this and pinch it. And then just do your double crochet like normal. Again, yarn over, go around the post of the next stitch. And then do your double crochet. So what we're working is front post double crochets. We need 5 of them in a row. There's 3. There's 4. 1 more. And there's 5. So there's 5 front post double crochets in a row. Now the next stitch, we're just going to put 1 regular double crochet into the top of the next stitch. And that's what we're going to repeat all the way around. So we're going to do 5 front post double crochets again in a row. So there's 1. 2. 3. 4, 5, and then we're going to do a double crochet into the top of the next. Just a regular double crochet. And that's my repeat all the way around. Again, 5 front post double crochets in a row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a double crochet into the top of the next. So I'm going to repeat this pattern all the way around until I get back to my starting point. Alright, I have made it to the end of round 11. Now I just did 5 front post double crochets in a row and I'm at the end. So I'm going to end by slip stitching into this very first double crochet. And you still should have 60 stitches. So now it's just a repeat of round 11. You should always have 60 stitches at the end of every round. So we'll start by chaining 1. We're starting on round 12. And we're just going to repeat round 11. We double crochet right there back into the same stitch. And now we're going to work 5 front post double crochets, and you can see it's going to be into the front post double crochets from the previous round. So your post stitches will line up. So 5 front post double crochets in a row. There's 2, 3, there's 4, there's 5, and then the next stitch is just a double crochet on top of this double crochet right here from the previous round. Just like that. Again, 5 front post double crochets in a row. And then a double crochet into the next. And I'm just going to repeat this all the way around until I get back to the beginning. You should always have 60 stitches at the end of every round. And I'm just going to keep repeating around 11 until I get my hat. I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do. I'll keep repeating and I'll let you know here in just a second how many total rows I do. Alrighty, I have done a total of 23 rounds, and that is counting all the way up here from the stem. So round 1 of the stem all the way down is 23 rounds. Now I'm going to finish it off with 1 round of single crochet. So I just ended my 23rd round there by slip stitching into my first double crochet. So round 24, I'm going to chain 1. I'm going to go right back into that same stitch and single crochet. Now I'm going to work 1 single crochet in every stitch all the way around. And what this is going to do is, if you've noticed, when you work with post stitches, sometimes they tend to flip up. It's just what they do. Putting this round of single crochet is going to tame them down and make them lay right. So I'm going to put 1, sorry about that, single crochet in every stitch until I get back to my starting point. And it's going to clean up the edge real nice. So 1 single in every stitch until you make it back around to the beginning. Alright, I made it around with my row or my round of single crochet. It's the end of my 24th round. I'm going to go ahead and slip stitch into my first single crochet. Not that chain one we did, but the very first single crochet. 60 stitches still, and then you can go ahead and tie off. And that's it. Alright, after that you can be done. Now if you want to put a curly Q on it, you can. Go ahead and set that to the side. I'll show you how to do that real quick. If you want. Remember, you never have to do that. But I'm going to start out with a chain of 22. You can make your curly Q as long as you want. And then I'm going to do 3 double crochets in the 4th stitch from the hook. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip my curly Q over, and I'm going to do it in the bottom of the loop. So if you see right here, there's 2 loops. If you flip it over, you see that little bump right there? Go through that. I'm only going through 1 loop. And I'm going to put 3 double crochets in that spot. Like that. Now I'm going to work 3 double crochets in every single stitch all the way down, and I'm going to work it right there on the bottom side of my chain on each stitch in that little 1 loop that's on the underside of your chain. Now if you can't find that 1 loop, it's okay, you can just do it normal. But I'm putting 3 doubles in every stitch for the length of my chain. Should start curling up out here in just a little bit. And I'm going to do this all the way down, 3 doubles in every stitch and I'm working on the bottom side of my chain, that little bump that's right there, that one loop that's on the bottom. Going through it, sometimes it can be a little tricky, and putting 3 doubles in each stitch. Alright, once you got your 3 double crochets in every stitch, that's what your curly Q will look like. Go ahead and tie off. Leave a longer tail though, so we can sew it on to our hat with. We have to hide this tail too. But to sew it onto your hat, trusty old yarn needle, and just find out where you want to put it. And I'm just going to sew it on like right here on this row, right up by the, I guess the stem of the hat. I'm just going to go through it like this, and then back through the underneath side. Do that a few times until it's sewed on. And then I'll have to hide any remaining. I didn't mean for that to happen. That's embarrassing. Try that again. Anyways, you probably get the idea. Just sew it on up here like this. Until you feel like it's sewed on tight and that it's not going to come off. And then you want to hide any remaining tails that you have. And then we'll be done. If you want to put 2 curly Qs, you can. 3, 4, however many you want. None. It's up to you. So I'm going to go ahead and finish sewing this on and then finish hiding any more tails that I have left. Alright, that is it. Once you get your curly Q sewed on, remember you can always add more. But that's all there is to it. I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. Please don't forget to give this video a like if you enjoyed it. If you make this, I'd really like to see a picture of it. You can post a picture on my Bagoday Crochet Facebook page. Look for the link for that below. Also, don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram. You can catch up with me, see what I'm doing on there. And if you look over there on the right hand side of the screen right now, I'm going to put a playlist of all my hat tutorials. I got tons and tons of hat tutorials. Maybe you want to, if you get time, you can give that a quick look through, see if there's any other hats that you want to make. But that's it. Thanks everybody for watching. Have a good day.